What's the noise? It's on me!
It's just the cell phone I got you.
If you're the type of person who considers the price and you always want to make sure that you are getting the best value of what you are paying for when it comes to buying smartphones. If you think that premium phones are way too expensive and entry-level handsets won't satisfy your preferences when it comes to key specification and features, then you might want to choose something in between that can deliver good results on your day-to-day phone activities. With that, check this list of 5 best mid-range smartphones in 2020. If you want to consider buying, you can click each product's links on the description below. Nokia 7.2 with the SRP price of 15,900 Philippine pesos. Talking about Nokia, with its now beautiful Nordic design with all the essentials, you think high quality, and the Nokia 7.2 really does feel like a solid phone. Nokia says it twice, as strong as polycarbonate and half the weight of aluminum. Nokia 7.2 has a triple camera setup at the back, and the camera is its most important feature. It has 48 megapixels quad Bayer sensor, which Nokia calls quad pixel, behind an f1.8 aperture lens. There are even bokeh modes inside the camera app that have the German optics brand's names used: Zeiss Modern, Zeiss Swirl, and Zeiss Smooth. These are for the bokeh modes that offer a DSLR-like portrait experience, which blurs not only the background but also the foreground. It also works at night and even if you have HDR enabled. Now, let's check on its features and pros and cons. Key specs and features. Operating system: Android v9.0 Pie, upgradable to v10Q. Display: 6.39 inches or 16.23 cm bezel-less display with water drop notch. Gorilla Glass 5 protection. Design: Gorilla Glass back. Performance: Qualcomm Snapdragon 660 octa-core processor, 4GB of RAM, 64GB internal storage, expandable up to 512GB, 48 plus 8 plus 5 megapixels, triple rear cameras, 20 megapixels front camera.
Oh, hold on, everyone. Ellen DeGeneres wants a selfie of all of us.
Battery: 3500 mAh battery. Connectivity: dual SIM Nano plus Nano with VoLTE support. Both SIM1 and SIM2 supports 4G and 3G. Special features: rear fingerprint sensor, face unlock, 3.5mm headphone jack present. For the pros, Nokia 7.2 has a frosted glass back that feels nice and it's pretty hard to find in the mid-range smartphones. Android One delivers the Pixel experience at a fraction of the price. Timely updates are nice to have too. It has also good video stabilization in 1080p 30 frames per second. And for the cons, while decently bright, the display's prevalent blueness is a little impossible to good read of. Black illumination is noticeable too. Battery life isn't competitive, neither is charging speed. The chipset is showing signs of age. More powerful and power-efficient options are available to other mid-range smartphones. It has no 1080p 60 frames per second video. Nokia 7.2 is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 660, which is a little bit outdated since it's almost 2 years old and it's the same one found in its predecessor, the Nokia 7 Plus. Realme XT with the SRP price of 16,990 Philippine pesos. With its aesthetically pleasing and elegant design, Realme XT is no wonder one of the favorite smartphones to flaunt in front of everyone. The Realme XT is one of the best smartphones with a 64 megapixel camera. It produces flagship level photos, looks gorgeous, and provides great value overall. Additionally, it can take high quality videos up to 4K at 30 frames per second. Talking about its great features, you will probably might think that this can be included on your top options. The key specs and features. Operating system: Android v9.0 Pie. Display: 6.4 inches or 16.26 centimeters bezel-less display with water drop notch. Gorilla Glass 5 protection. Design: Gorilla Glass back. Splash proof. Performance: Qualcomm Snapdragon 7.2 octa-core processor, 4GB of RAM, 64GB internal storage, expandable up to 256GB. Camera: 64 plus 8 plus 2 plus 2 megapixel quad rear cameras, 16 megapixel front camera. Battery: 4000 mAh battery with VOOC charging v3.0. Charges up to 52% in 30 minutes. Connectivity: Dual SIM Nano plus Nano with VoLTE support. SIM 1 and SIM 2 supports 4G and 3G. Special features: on-screen fingerprint sensor, face unlock, 3.5mm headphone jack present. Now, let's talk about the pros and cons of Realme XT. For the pros, first is it has dual Gorilla Glass 5 design. It also has great looks and handling. Second is its excellent and large Super AMOLED. Realme XT is also snappy and has dependable performance. Next is its super battery life and fast charging. It is really important to have a smartphone that has a long battery life that you can rely on and fast charging capability so you can save much time. The 64 megapixels snaps high quality 16 megapixel images day and night. Realme XT produces beautiful images, outputs, and high quality videos on all resolutions, not to mention excellent selfies and stabilized selfie videos. It also has a dedicated microSD slot, 3.5mm jack, and FM radio. And for the cons, limited regional availability, but you can buy it on Amazon. Just check on the link provided on the description below. Electronic image stabilization is only available at 1080p 30 frames per second. While it is undeniably true that Realme XT produces high-quality videos, EIS is only available at 1080p 30 frames per second. Redmi Note 8 Pro with a suggested retail price of 12,990 Philippine pesos. Redmi's Note lineup needs no introduction because it has been leading charts since then. Other than that, it shares the same look as MIA3 with its reflecting glass back, slightly curved corners. Redmi Note 8 Pro is also the first to feature a 64 megapixel camera, and the 4 cameras are located along with a fingerprint scanner at the back in a vertical array. This is actually a weird location to put a fingerprint scanner since it's very close to the camera and you might get confused which one is which while it's trying to get a hold of the scanner. But sure, you will definitely get the hang of it. Xiaomi went the MediaTek instead of Qualcomm for this phone, and it's first to be powered by the 12nm Helio G90 chipset. The MediaTek G90T is an octa-core chip with two 2.0 GHz Cortex A76 performance cores and 6 Cortex A55 efficiency cores running at 2 GHz. The key specs and features are: operating system, Android V9.0 Pie upgradable to V10Q. Display, 6.53 inches or 16.59 centimeters bezel-less display with water drop notch. Gorilla Glass 5 protection. Design, Gorilla Glass back. Splash proof. Performance, MediaTek Helio G90T octa-core processor. 6GB of RAM. 64GB internal storage, expandable up to 512GB. Camera, 64 plus 8 plus 2 plus 2 megapixels quad rear cameras. 20 megapixels front camera. Battery, 4500 mAh battery with fast charging. Connectivity, dual SIM Nano plus Nano with VoLTE support.
Just turn your damn cell phone off. Now you're gonna drive off a cliff tonight because your GPS don't work.
Both SIM 1 and SIM 2 supports 4G and 3G. Special features: rear fingerprint sensor, face unlock, 3.5mm headphone jack present. Now let's head to the pros and cons of Redmi Note 8 Pro. The pros are: it has a robust design with Gorilla Glass 5 panels. It also comes with a bright LCD panel even under the sun. The brand new MediaTek Helio G90T is snappy and efficient at the same time. It also has an outstanding battery life, enough for a 2 or 3 days of usage. The main 64 megapixel sensor is versatile and delivers excellent images at day and night. The selfie camera is also pretty good. Great video recording quality overall. Supports USB PD charging, comes with USB-C to USB-Z cable, and appropriate charger in the box. And for the cons, the macro and ultra-wide cameras are uninspiring to say the least. Video recording in 1080p is not really impressive. Honor 9X with a suggested retail price of 12,490 Philippine pesos. Launched in India in 6 months after its China release, The Honor 9X appears to be a slightly modified version of the Huawei Y9 Prime 2019, but it's also one of the cheapest phones with a pop-up selfie camera in India. However, the Kirin 71F processor makes it underpowered compared to devices like the Redmi Note 8 Pro and Realme XT. When it comes to display, the first thing we notice is that unlike all other smartphones in the list, Honor 9X does not have the screen notch. The corners of the display are rounded, there are no cutouts, and in addition to the screen glass. The Honor 9X offers a 60-megapixel f2.2 camera on its pop-up module. It also captures good pictures with its triple rear cameras. Talking about its video recording, the main camera of the Honor 9X captures videos at up to 1080p resolution with 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. The ultra-wide snapper shoots videos in 1080p at 30 frames per second only. The Honor 9X is powered by a BP 4000 mAh battery. It supports 10 watts charging, and the provided 5 volts 2 amperes adapter refills about 27% of a depleted battery in half an hour. Other than that, let's check on its key specs and features. Operating system: Android V9.0 Pie, upgradable to V10Q. Display: 6.59 inches or 16.74 centimeters bezel-less display. Design: mineral glass back. Performance: high silicon Kirin 710F octa-core processor, 4GB of RAM, 128GB internal storage, expandable up to 512GB. Camera: 48 plus 8 plus 2 megapixels triple rear cameras, 16 megapixel front camera. Battery: 4000 mAh battery. Connectivity: dual SIM Nano plus Nano hybrid with VoLTE support. Both SIM1 and SIM2 supports 4G and 3G. Special features: rear fingerprint sensor. The Honor 9X has a rear-mounted fingerprint scanner and is among the best in terms of speed and accuracy. 3.5mm headphone jack present.
So, what are you listening to? Music.
The pros are: stunning design, excellent dual glass build, notch-free large screen, great battery life that you can use for 2 days, versatile 48 megapixels camera with night mode, FM radio, micro SD slot. It poses as Huawei P Smart Z as a workaround to get Google Play certification, and this might have negative implications down the line. The Chinese Honor 9X and 9X Pro have a more powerful Kirin 810 chipset. The reason for the downgrade in the global model we're reviewing is only to pass for a P Smart Z. The image and video camera quality not on par with the competition. It has no 4K video recording. Realme 5 Pro, with a suggested retail price of 11,990 to 13,990 Philippine pesos. Speaking of the design, because of its crystal design on the back, it looks cool on the eyes. However, it is still plastic on the back and will be susceptible to scratches over time. It definitely doesn't feel very premium in the hand and attracts ample smudges too. The Realme 5 Pro runs Oppo's latest Color OS 6 over Android 9.0, a combo we've already seen on the Realme X3 and 3 Pro. Color OS 6 generally revolves around a light color scheme with the settings menu using a white backdrop with light color accents and gradients. It has a really potent GPU, while its CPU power is more than enough for hassle-free experience on whatever app or game you run. The Realme 5 Pro also doesn't get hot. The main camera uses the widespread 48 megapixels quad Bayer sensor by Sony IMX586. It's a sensor optimized for both daylight shooting with HDR mode and low-light photography with Realme's Nightscape. The 119-degree ultra-wide angle camera is new for Realme too. It has an 8 megapixel sensor with an f2.2 aperture. There is automatic distortion correction applied when necessary. Then there's the 2 megapixel macro camera. The pixels on the sensor are quite large. Its lens can focus from as close as 4 centimeters away, so you can get really close to your subjects. Note that the macro and ultra-wide cameras can record video. The key specs and features: operating system, Android V9.0 Pie. Display, 6.3 inches or 16 centimeters bezel-less display with water drop notch. Gorilla Glass 5 protection. Design, plastic back, splash-proof. Performance, Qualcomm Snapdragon 712 octa-core processor. 4GB of RAM, 64GB internal storage, expandable up to 256GB. Camera, 48 plus 8 plus 2 plus 2 megapixels quad rear cameras, 16 megapixel front camera, battery, 4035 mAh battery with VOOC charging V3.0, charges up to 55% in 30 minutes.
Your phone charged. Your phone charged. Your phone charged.
Connectivity, Dual SIM Nano plus Nano with VoLTE support. SIM 1 and SIM 2 both supports 4G and 3G. Special features: rear fingerprint sensor, face unlock, 3.5mm headphone jack present. The pros are: stunning design, splash-resistant body. The Realme 5 Pro, no matter the base color, has captivating looks. Light reflects differently through the different shapes on the back, and the color changes towards darker or lighter depending on the view angle. It's nothing over the top, but enough to win more than a few looks for approval. Outstanding battery life. Along with its long battery life, Realme 5 Pro has also a fast charging capability. Snappy performance, great for gaming. The main camera snaps high quality images day and night. And it also has impressive video quality on all resolutions. A dedicated micro SD slot, 3.5mm jack, and FM radio. And for the cons, limited regional availability. Still, you can buy it on Amazon using the link provided on the description below. The macro and ultra-wide shots are uninspiring. EIS is only available at 1080p 30 frames per second. When it comes to the camera's performance alone, we can say that you will definitely get more of what you will pay for, considering its cheap price for 11,990 Philippine pesos or around $232 US.
I need a new phone.
Don't forget to click the link on the description below. Show some support by subscribing to our channel and click the notification bell so you'll be up to date for our next product reviews.